There is a question that terrifies most business owners. It's not, will we make payroll? And it's not, is the server down? It's actually much simpler. If I put a gun to your head right now and asked, what is your business worth down to the dollar? Could you answer?
Most couldn't. Or worse, they'd give you a number based on a feeling. Oh, I put 10 years of sweat into this, so it's worth 10 million.
Exactly, the sweat equity bias. But here is the thing that really struck me about the research we're looking at today, specifically this insight from the experts in Canton regarding NACVA certifications. We tend to view a business valuation as a tombstone. It's the thing you get at the end. You get a valuation because you are selling, or you're retiring, or you're dying.
Right? It feels like a period at the end of a sentence, but what we are finding is that evaluation shouldn't be a period. It should be the noun. It's the subject of the sentence. If you look at the top tier performing companies, they treat valuation as a living, breathing diagnostic tool. There are easily 10 reasons to get one that have absolutely zero to do with preparing a confidential listing.
So let's dig into that because if I'm a business owner and I'm busy and I'm not selling, why on earth would I pay for a certified appraisal? It feels unnecessary.
Think of it like a medical dashboard. You don't only check your blood pressure when you're having a heart attack, right? You check it to make sure you don't have a heart attack. Let's start with the messy stuff first, the 4Ds: death, divorce, disability, and, well, disputes.
The fun stuff.
The reality stuff. Let's talk about partnership disputes. You and I start a business, 5 years in, I want out. Or maybe we just hate each other. If we don't have a certified valuation, and I mean a real one, done by a certified appraiser, not just a napkin math guess, how do I buy you out?
I assume I'd say my half is worth a fortune, and you'd say my half is worth pennies.
Exactly. And then the lawyers get involved and they drain the company's cash flow fighting over that number. If you have a standing valuation or a buy sell agreement based on a certified formula, the argument is over before it starts. It's an insurance policy against chaos.
So that makes sense. It's a prenup for business partners. Speaking of prenups, divorce is on that list too.
It is. And in a divorce, a business is usually the largest asset in the marital estate. If you're in Ohio or anywhere really, the court needs a number. If you don't provide a defensible certified number, the opposing counsel will provide one for you. And I promise you, you won't like their numbers.
So, in that context, a valuation is basically a shield, it's defensive. But what about the offense? What about growth? Because I feel like that's the part people miss. How does knowing my number help me make more money next year?
This is my favorite part. It's about financing and leverage. Let's say you want to expand, you need a new factory, or you want to acquire a competitor, you walk into a bank. The bank doesn't care about your passion, they care about collateral. A certified valuation report is essentially a golden ticket for lenders. It proves that the asset exists and that it covers the risk.
So it unlocks capital.
It unlocks cheaper capital, better rates, but even deeper than that, it acts as a reality check for your strategy. We talk about benchmarking,
Right, comparing yourself to the industry.
but not just revenue. Revenue is vanity. You can have a company making 10 million in revenue that is worth less than a company making 2 million depending on margins, recurring revenue, and risk. A certified valuation analyst looks under the hood. They might tell you like, "Hey, your revenue is high, but your customer concentration is dangerous. If that one client leaves, your value drops to zero."
That's a terrifying wake up call.
But wouldn't you rather know that now? A valuation highlights the weak spots in your architecture. It tells you if you fix this one operational bottleneck, your company value doubles. That is strategic gold. You stop working on the noisy stuff and start working on the value drivers.
It shifts the mindset from income generation to asset building.
Precisely. And that's a massive psychological shift for an entrepreneur. You stop trying to just pay yourself a salary and start trying to build equity.
I want to circle back to something you mentioned earlier, the NACVA acronym. We saw that emphasized in Transworld Business Advisors notes. Why does the specific certification matter? Can't my accountant just run the numbers?
That is a common trap. Your CPA is brilliant at history. They look backward, they tell you what you spent and what you owe in taxes. A certified valuation analyst, CVA, or a CPA with an accredited business valuation, ABV, credential looks forward. They look at risk, market multiples, and economic conditions.
So it's the difference between a historian and a forecaster.
And it's about credibility. If you are in court or facing the IRS, a general accountant's estimate might get shredded. A certified report is built to withstand scrutiny. It follows a rigorous standard. It's the difference between a Zillow estimate and a licensed appraisal when you're refinancing your house. The bank only trusts one of them.
You mentioned the IRS. I feel like we can't have this conversation without talking about the tax man.
The invisible partner in every business. This is huge for estate planning. Let's say you want to gift shares of your business to your kids or into a trust,
To get it out of your estate so you don't get hit with death taxes later.
right? But you have to report the value of that gift. If you guess too low, the IRS audits you and slaps you with massive penalties for undervaluation. If you guess too high, you pay more tax than you needed to. You need the Goldilocks number, the one that is defensible but tax efficient. Only a certified expert can thread that needle for you.
It's amazing how many traps there are. It seems like walking through a minefield without a map.
And yet, 98% of business owners are doing exactly that. They are operating on assumptions. There's another angle here too, employee stock ownership plans or ESOPs,
Oh, right. Giving employees a slice of the pie.
which is a fantastic retention tool. But you can't just say, like, here's a share, it's worth whatever I say it is. The Department of Labor regulates that heavily. You need an annual independent valuation to tell the employees what their stock is actually worth. It creates transparency. It builds culture. When employees see that stock price go up because of their hard work, it changes how they show up on Monday morning.
It aligns the incentives. Everyone is rowing the boat in the same direction.
Exactly. And there is one more reason that is rarely talked about: key person insurance.
What's that?
Okay, so imagine you have a top salesperson or a brilliant lead engineer. If they get hit by a bus, the company loses 30% of its revenue. You buy insurance on their life to cover that loss. But how much insurance do you buy?
I guess you'd need to know exactly how much value they contribute.
Boom, you need a valuation to quantify the economic contribution of a specific human being to the enterprise. Otherwise, you're either underinsured and you go bankrupt when they die, or you're overinsured and wasting premiums.
It really does touch every single aspect of the operation. It's not just a finance thing, it's an HR thing, a legal thing, a strategy thing.
It is the scorecard. That's the best way to think about it. If you are playing a sport, you look at the scoreboard to know if you are winning. In business, your bank balance isn't the scoreboard. Your net worth is the scoreboard, and the business valuation is the only way to read it.
So let's wrap this up with a bit of a philosophical question. If this is so important, why is there so much resistance? Is it just cost or is it fear?
I think it's fear. I think a lot of owners equate their self-worth with their business worth. They are afraid to find out that their baby isn't the unicorn they think it is. They'd rather live in the fantasy that it's worth 20 million than face the reality that it's worth 2 million.
Ignorance is bliss until you try to retire.
Ignorance is expensive. That's the truth. Because if it's worth 2 million and you know it, you can build a plan to get it to 10. If you don't know, you're just drifting.
That's a powerful place to leave it. It's not about the number itself, it's about the control the number gives you.
Control, clarity, and peace of mind. You can't manage what you don't measure.
So, for everyone listening, if you've been putting this off because you aren't ready to sell, maybe it's time to realize that selling isn't the point. Living with clarity is.
Well said. Get the checkup
Thanks for the deep dive today.
anytime.